Good evening and welcome to Ment TV. We begin with lip service. Simon, Anthony, Leanne and Craig discuss problems from Beau, Serge, Alex and Kim. And then in Staying Alive, David, Gordon, Leanne and Greg discuss the depiction of queer people in film and television and how that has changed over the years. Then in The Talk, Matthew, Michael, Jasmine and Chrissy discuss labels. Do they empower or divide?
Think before you speak.
I just got a little.
The last time I told you, when you told your mother and your mother told me that you
They
told
slip
her
of the
the secret,
tongue.
I told you not to tell me.
Okay, welcome to Ment TV. You're watching Lip Service. Well, we help you solve your problems. I'd like to welcome back our now regular panellists, Craig, Anthony and Leanne. Thanks for joining me tonight. As ever, we have people queuing up for their problems to be solved, so I'm going to jump right into it. And Beau has called up. Beau has met a wonderful woman. Beau is a woman. She's met a lovely woman. Most definitely in love. She's never felt like this about anybody before. They've been dating for 4 months and she wants to move in. Is that too soon? Anthony?
Look, I think it just depends on how it feels for both of them. I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because some people have different expectations on sort of the timeline of when things should happen. You know, they have these kind of scripts that they think they need to follow. But I reckon ask the question, and if it's all right, go for it. Just have a backup plan in case 1 month in, you know, you're thinking you've made a mistake.
Don't break your lease or sell your house.
Yeah. Keep your house just in case. Yeah.
It does seem rather rushed, doesn't it? Yes, but I think if it's right for both of them, then you know it should be good for them. You know, I don't.
I would suggest that they go on a holiday together if they haven't done that, because 4 months is not very long. 16 weeks, they might not. I reckon a holiday, you get to know someone. You're living in the same space for a while, a few days. You're sharing a hotel room or whatever, and that might give them a little bit of insight into just those things you don't see when you're together.
Yes, all those bad habits that both of them might have.
Exactly.
Yeah, good
Because
point.
you never really know somebody until you're sharing the same space.
Yeah, and then if it's all cool, go for it. Life's too short, isn't it?
Cleaning up after your partner at home is one of the worst things,
That's
I think.
right.
Creates so much conflict, drives me nuts.
Do you have an issue?
That's gonna
Look,
I think you're the next question.
I'm revealing a bit too much about it. This is about Beau, not me.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe you are, Beau. You used an alter ego. So, Beau, we think you just go with whatever feels right. I think is the...
Go with the flow, Beau.
Go with the flow, Beau, yeah.
Nice.
Like it. Nice flow, Beau. OK, Serge. Now, Serge. Apparently, Serge has discovered that his boyfriend has, in a locked part of his phone, I don't know quite how Serge got into this locked part of the phone, pictures of naked women. Saucy pictures of naked women.
Oh, okay.
Leanne, what do you...
Well, we have talked a few times on this episode and a few others about trust and looking for things and what you find. You know, I think it doesn't really matter that it's women or men if it's what that's about. If it happens that Serge's partner is bi or bi-curious or whatever, that's something they might need to talk about in terms of their relationship. But I don't know that's as shock horror as perhaps, you know.
So you think it's wasting our time?
Well, no, not necessarily. But it may not be as, you know, serious as you think.
Right, OK.
I think a conversation is essential here. Yeah, really, you know. And trust, once again, Leanne, is the issue, you know. And maybe it will all end in tears, but maybe not. Maybe they can, you know, incorporate a woman into their sex life if that's something that the partner wants, you know. If they both agree on that, why not?
I think Serge has been completely unrealistic here. He can't possibly imagine that he has the only physical body that his partner's ever going to be attracted to or want to even look at. So, you know, I think, you know, take it easy. You can sort of go out and sort of have a look around as well. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, they are only photos at this
They're
stage
photos,
anyway.
they're pictures.
What do they say? Doesn't matter where you look at the menu as long as you eat at home? Or something?
Yeah.
Nice one, Leanne.
A wise woman. So it's old Tommy Trust then.
I think trust is the key.
Yeah, OK. All right there, Serge, hope that's been really helpful. Now then, where are we up to? Oh, God, Alex. Yes, right. Alex is in a relationship for 2 years? No, 3 years. 3 years. They only have sex once every other month. It feels like his partner's always too busy, too tired, other things on his mind. After 3 years is once every other month. Is that okay? Or, you know... Craig.
Oh, straight to me. Okay, so I've got some experience with this. I do not know.
Sexless relationships.
It says Craig and then crossed out and
I
says
think a
Alex.
sexless relationship is as valid as any other relationship. You know, if there is love involved, then that might be enough. But once again, conversation might be needed, you know. Are we okay with this? Do we want, you know, to finish this?
Well, Alex
Do we
is clearly not.
No, he's not, no. Can they open the relationship so Alex is satisfied elsewhere but still be together?
Serge's boyfriend, maybe.
Well, he was into women, wasn't he?
Was it Bo? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe we'll put them in touch.
Yeah, right, okay.
The whole lot.
Yeah.
Let's just get them in the same room. Sort it out. Something that some people don't think about when there's a loss of libido is health. There might be, I'm serious.
No. I always think she's such a wise woman.
There might be something, and it might be the stress stuff about being busy, actually that can have a physical impact on people. So it might not be that his partner's not attracted to him, it's actually something physiological going on with him. He might need a health checkup.
Mental health?
Mental or physical health.
You lose your mojo.
Yeah, it might be his heart.
Yeah.
Like a functional issue, you might not be able to get it
Get
up.
it up, that's right.
But also, I think that couples put themselves under so much pressure that they've got this idea about how much sex they should be having for it to be a sort of intimate relationship. And I agree. I think sexless relationships, even if it's, you know, it's just a period of the relationship where they're not having sex, I think there's other ways to be intimate.
Absolutely, yeah. And people have different libidos too, don't they? You know,
not always going to be
they're
in
not
sync.
compatible necessarily.
That's right.
Or,
And I think we get caught up in this sort of definition of what's normal. And we probably find out that most of us actually aren't having as much sex as we think everybody else is.
Nice point, Leanne. Yeah.
I mean, once in a while, you might need to throw your partner a mercy fuck just to get him off your back, but, you know.
Gee, you're too
So
kind.
to speak.
Tidy up after him, mercy fucks. He's a lucky boy.
Or else it'll all end in tears.
Okay, quick one. Kim. Kim is a male Kim, by the way. Kim has a beer belly and is very concerned that other men are not finding that attractive. Quick one. Quick response.
Look, at the lead, you'll be fine, Kim. Yeah. Try the lead.
Try the lead.
Yeah.
Belly out.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Yep, there's types for types. Get on the grinder, set your profile the right way, and you'll have the types that are after. A beer belly will come for you.
Or stop drinking beer, go to the gym and feel better about yourself, if you want to.
So it's either slim or go to bigbelly.com for boys and you'll sort yourself out. Okay, you've been watching Lip Service. I hope that's been helpful. We'll see you next time.
Hello, I'm David. You're part of Staying Alive. It's a panel show about our ageing community. This is Gordon, Leanne, and Greg. And today's topic, we're actually going to talk about, it's a really interesting one. And before we turned the cameras on, we were in heated discussion, and all of a sudden I said, shut up to everyone, because there's so much we can talk about it. Is the depiction of queer people in film, television, whatever. Leanne, it was your idea to talk about this. Give us your slant on it.
Well, I was talking to a younger person at work the other day about the documentary The Celluloid Closet and how that depicts the, history of LGBTI people in film and television, and how often it's the gay men that are seen as the villains and the lesbians are the suicidal ones, or, you know, cold-hearted or whatever, or effeminate men are always sort of, there's something weird about them. They're the rotters.
They were always the best friend.
That's right.
That's
right.
The Sharon Strzelecki.
Yes.
Yes. And I wondered if that's changed, and if it has, what impact that'll have on people, and what maybe impact it had on us growing up watching TV and movies.
It's a really interesting topic, and it is something that's in front of us because we actually get heroes all the time, don't we?
Right.
And from television or movies. Greg, what's your thoughts? Do you think it's changed?
I grew up with a constant dose of Graham Kennedy, a constant dose of queer people that weren't out. I'll label him the Bert Newtons that were alleged to be gay.
Well, he camped it up,
He
didn't
camped it up and he played on it.
Yeah.
And that was, for me, watching a homophobic father constantly berate the queer characters on TV, I suppose that kept me in the closet for many years. I probably was 9 when I realised I was gay. I probably didn't come out until my 20s. And that's largely because the portrayal on TV was always put down in the family viewing time.
Yep.
So has it changed now? I think it has. In mainstream TV today, you have very good gay characters, very affirming, very positive gay characters and queer characters, not just in America but in Australia. And I think kids today get a different message. They're seeing that they're acceptable to society, that they're part of society, and they're not just the villains.
That's right, and they have a life.
And they have a good life too.
Yeah, that's right.
Gordon?
Well, I think number 96 opened up the thing for gay people.
Don.
With Don. And,
Who was a straight man?
Yeah, he was a straight man playing a gay part. But then it was one of those things. But when I grew up, there was only movies. We never ever had television. You see, it was...
Back in the old days.
I'm not referring it to the old days, but I used to go to the movies just to look at the handsome men. I never went to look for the leading lady. That was nothing. The men were the people that I looked at.
The Rock Hudsons. Did you pick Rock Hudson?
Rock Hudson. Yeah, I knew that Rock Hudson was gay many years before he actually came out here, because I got news from America about it. So, but it was people like there were the actors, the handsome actors that used to be on that, and they were absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
And most of them were gay.
A lot of them were gay. Like Cary Grant was as gay as all get out.
Yep.
And he lived with the cowboy character, and they used to have.
Not John Wayne, I'm thinking.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, Dirk Bogarde.
No, and
Some
Dirk,
famous
he
gay
came out. He never came out though. He
One of his
actually never
boyfriends
came out, but he
still
was
lives in
Victim.
Melbourne today. So, I mean, some of those old Hollywood actors.
But they were in the closet.
They were in the closet.
I guess I'm talking about the ones that played gay roles.
Yeah, well, there was
even if they weren't.
There was quite a famous American actor or English actor that went to America, and he always played the butler, and he was always sort of trissy and camp and sort of flitting around all over the place, you know. But he was just there, you know, was just the significant gay person in the film. Nothing ever happened to him, you know. But
Frank Fring.
Well,
My God, he like a Melbourneite, who was a huge Hollywood star and camped it up like crazy in every film that he did.
Well, he cost the Harriet race in Quo Vadis, chariot race in Quo Vadis, a hell of a lot of money because he was drinking gin in the thing, and he had to stand up, and his gin bottle was on his robe, and when he stood up, the gin bottle went down the steps and making this clanking noise. They had to reshoot the whole damn thing.
But I think it is changing because look what's just been on television, and it was a ratings bonanza, and I'm talking about the Molly. The Molly miniseries,
true.
you know, like a huge rating, and I can remember I was quite a good friend of Molly's over the years because my background is the music industry, and he was closeted to the general public around the music industry, people and all that. Everyone knew who Molly was. But he took a long time to come out.
Yep.
And it was only right at the very end of Hey, Hey, It's Saturday that he was literally saying whatever. And then all of a sudden they've made this mini-series and warts and all about his life, which is good to see.
But I think people loved him first as the personality and the character, and then the gay thing was on top of that. And that was like, oh yeah, you know, it's Molly.
Similar to Graham Kennedy.
Yeah, exactly.
You knew there was something there, but it's television at the moment that's bringing forth all the gay characters. It's not the movies. The movies are still quite closeted, but it's the television that you see. There's HBO in America just bringing out gay film after film, program
and
after program.
Netflix too, with
Netflix are
shows
bringing
that
it
have
out.
principal gay characters.
Janet King.
Janet King.
Love a bit of Janet King.
I
And
haven't
of
started
course,
watching that yet.
6 Feet Under,
Yeah,
like,
that's
was
right.
very powerful in that respect on that gay character. Yes, it is changing, but I still think we've got a fair way to go because in most cases they are played by straight people as well. So
There's a big argument there about whether straight people should have that. I know if kids are growing up in their teens and they're watching Degrassi High, there's a trans character, a female to male trans character, and there's this big argument in the trans community, why should trans actors not play trans characters?
Well, same with the Danish girl.
Danish
That
girl,
was- yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Big
So
case.
I think the communities are starting to ask and demand more of people portraying them in celluloid and
That's
TV.
right.
And of course,
Yeah.
it could only be good for younger people coming through to see those sort of characters on television, which we
that's
never
right.
had when we were growing
And
up.
well-rounded characters.
Oh yes,
You know,
they're
that-
not just
not
not
just-
caricatures, are they?
No,
They're-
that's
they
right.
are actual people,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
great. To see.
which they were, or was always the fluffy person, or
Oh,
The
yeah.
Are You Being Served?
yeah,
Sure.
where it is very different now, and the amount of trans films that are out on the scene now is just Danish Woman is of course the big one. Like film, television, what a wonderful medium anyway. But we've got to stop there because we've run out of time. You've been watching Staying Alive. He's Greg, you're,
I'm Leanne.
and you're
I'm Gordon.
and I'm David. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you for staying with Bent TV. Please visit our website, Twitter, YouTube channel and Facebook to find the different ways you can support Bent TV, provide feedback and become involved in supporting Bent TV. Back after this break.
Hi everyone, welcome to Bent TV. This is The Talk, where we essentially talk about issues that affect sex and gender diverse young people. You know, everyone has this idea of The Talk being, you know, something that parents give to their children when they're maybe in their teenage years, about sex or sexuality, you know, the birds and the bees. But for queer people, they don't really get that. So we thought we'd talk about some of the issues that we would like to have been spoken to about when we were that age. So today I'm joined by my esteemed panelists, Michael to my right, and Jasmine and Chrissy. And today we thought we'd talk about, I guess, labels. So I guess I'll just ask a question and get the conversation started. You know, basically, you know, there's a lot of labels in the community that people use to self-identify, you know, gay, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, demisexual, you know, LGBTI alphabet soup. And I guess I was wondering what you guys think, you know, do these labels help to empower us or are they more of a dividing tool?
I think with myself, because I feel like I've worn a lot of different labels over the years. I think it's important to know that for one, we shouldn't be policing other people's use of the labels, especially when I used to identify as bisexual. People have different ideas of what bisexual, like, do you have to be 50% attracted to both genders? Is it just as long as you're attracted to one? Is it attraction in all different types, sexually, physically, like everything, emotionally? But I think that if we were just cool with the idea that labels don't have to be permanent, that you can wear one and then when it doesn't fit anymore, you can change, I think that'd be cool. So I've been like straight, and then I was bisexual, and then I was pansexual, and then I was queer, and now I'm kind of just like, I like queer. I love queer. Mm-hmm. I think queer as an umbrella term is just awesome, and it allows for room and everyone to have their kind of individual however they feel it. But I don't know about you guys, how you feel about labels.
I completely agree. Sorry, I think I feel the same way. Like for me, I definitely love my queer identity, and I feel like I would never want to, I guess, disavow any kind of label because I like feeling and identifying as different from, you know, the heterosexual norm. But you know, the words gay and lesbian, or gay particularly for me, I feel like are loaded with a lot of connotations. So if I tell someone that I'm gay, they may already assume a lot of different things about me. So I think similar to you, I like the word queer because it's a lot more broad, and I also like it for its political and social connotations as well, like this idea of just being, your views as being rejecting, you know, what is seen as mainstream or norm in society. So yeah, I love queer as well. I mean, I know what you guys think.
And like, queer also like makes people think. Like when you say like I'm queer, and they're like, ooh, like it's so creative. Like, what does that mean? You know, like it creates a conversation for people. And I used to identify as queer, and like now I identify as gay, and like I still like love the term queer, like the same thing like socio-political, cultural kind of use, but the term gay just kind of works for me as well. And also like, you know, gay white man, like, you know, it's not really hard for me to see like representation in the LGBT community. So for me, like identifying as gay or like being comfortable with that label was like relatively easy compared to like other people in the queer community.
I feel like that was a really point that you raised, because with labels, it's important, especially with the bisexual community, that there is this bi-erasure that exists in the community, and sometimes having the label bisexual as opposed to queer is going to benefit that particular community. I don't know.
Yeah, great, Jasmine. What do you think? Yeah.
I identify as a lesbian most of the time. I do agree that identity can be a lot more fluid than how a lot of people approach it. Especially, I do appreciate the term queer because it doesn't come with that the rigidity that a lot of the other labels come with, and I think that's extremely beneficial. But I think I'd agree with you as well. It's like everything, it's fluid if you want it to be, and if that's what feels right to you, then you do you.
Yeah, I guess I'll just ask. I mean, I know I literally just said that queer for me is the term that I've taken to, but you know, gay history can be quite separate from lesbian history, which can also be quite separate from, you know, trans history and stuff like that. So I guess, you know, is using queer as an umbrella term. I mean, I do prefer it, but what do you guys think in terms of, erasing those more specific histories?
Well, I think, like, you know, although we are saying that, you know, gay, lesbian, bisexual can be, like, very rigid, but for some people I think that rigidity is, like, comforting, you know, where they, like, find a label and they say, oh, yeah, like, that's me, like, these are my people, like, this is my history, and, like, this is who I am. And I think having that kind of word to define it is, like, really helpful, because like when we were like, or a lot of queer people when they were younger, you know, having these feelings that kind of go against the grain that you're told is wrong, and then but you don't have the language to kind of navigate that, and then when you do find that language, whether it's like a rigid label, can be like kind of really nice.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, there are definitely. I mean, I respect people who disavow labels and feel like they are unnecessary, and they'd rather just be seen for who they are as opposed to like a word or some sort of association. But I think that, you know, because we have such a rich cultural history, like the queer community, the gay community, even the specific ones I mentioned, by using those words, you know, I think without using it, it helps. It kind of, by saying that we're all the same and we don't need labels, it kind of erases some of that. I mean, like you were saying with bi-erasure more specifically, but I think that applies even more broadly to the queer community. You know, without using labels, it kind of negates or just doesn't really acknowledge like the very specific history that we've got that people who don't identify as queer or LGBTI have. Yeah.
Do you think that like maybe queer can be too broad in some way, where like I'm gonna get like hate mail, but like but like, you know, this is like asexuality obviously like exists, and a lot of people identify as asexual, which is cool, and then we like kind of get a lot of kind of branches off that, where like, you know, aromantic, where it's people can feel sexual attraction to other people but don't want a romantic connection, and so you're getting like straight men who like, you know, want to fuck girls, but I don't want to date them, therefore I'm queer, and it's just like, I feel like you're just like extra straight. Like I don't, like I don't think that's like, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like maybe queer is like too broad in that sense, where,
Well, I guess one other question I was going to ask on Jasmine, I mean, anyone, if you want to answer, but like with the proliferation of these terms, you know, many of them maybe didn't exist decades ago, you know, there's more and more coming in. Will that just make it us more divided, or will it is actually more empowering as a community?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if this is too utopian to say this, but I mean, it would be amazing if we lived in a world where we didn't need labels. I feel like sometimes we need them in this particular society because we are considered the minority and different and diverse, rather than this notion that straight is the normal. That I feel, it'd be great if we didn't need it, but at the same time I understand, especially for me growing up, finding a word that I thought fit was amazing. It was such a great feeling to know, oh wow, this applies to me. I'm not alone, you know, in what I am. And Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for talking to me, guys, about the very interesting topic that we could probably talk about for a lot longer. I'd like to thank my panelists, Michael, Jasmine, Chrissy. It was a great talk, and thank you for joining us here on Bent TV.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for watching. My name is Gavin Henderson. Please visit our website, YouTube channel, Facebook to keep in contact and support Bent TV.